And we're back.
For more podcasting.
More podcast! If you guys missed the other previous 2 episodes, I'll make this one quick. We fucked up the audio, or it fucked up on the Elgato, and it was not
Go check out 3
salvaging.
episodes before, and we have a really long explanation.
Yeah. 2 episodes before.
2 episodes before? Oh, that's right. This is the third episode in the list.
Anyway, yeah, so this is all post-commentary. But, this game's so fucking hard to go through the missions. It's like...
It's almost beneficial in some ways.
How so? Oh, because now we can say, now we have all the knowledge and hindsight.
We have all the knowledge and hindsight, and just for the
worked.
pure fact that we aren't stressing out over this map.
Yeah.
It's almost relaxing doing the commentary for this right now.
Yeah.
Whereas usually Tooth and Tail, it's happening, you're freaking out because you're trying to beat the mission. I'm going, I don't know what to talk about in this game. I need to find some kind of subject to talk about.
Yeah.
Something completely unrelated to this.
We'll get back to it. I'm sure we'll get back to it as soon as
I need to get better at on the fly
off the
jokes, off the cuff jokes with like what's going on in the game. And some games it's easier. This game is much more difficult.
It is. Improv classes, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to take them.
No.
I'm just saying like studying them is awesome. I like studying them too. So if you find
I love
good,
studying stuff.
If you find something good, tell me too.
Yeah. I don't think I'd have time for classes. It's almost
no. I meant like just videos and stuff, like the basics, and then like
it's one of the struggles of being an adult. I would love, like our friend G, the really tall one, who studies martial arts.
Yeah.
I would love to know martial arts. I would love to have time for it. I don't know where I would ever fit that in to be able to do martial arts.
You would have to make time. Everyone's got the same amount of time in every day, man.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have more free time, but everyone has the same time.
Yeah, for sure. What I mean is there's always so much I want to learn, and finding the time between learning to be a better teacher, and then on top of that, maybe going back to school, and then on top of that, still needing to practice my drawing and getting better at that, and trying to get gigs.
Well, that's part of your studying thing.
I know, yeah.
Drawing and getting better at that. You found time to do it because you're.
No, I know. I just
getting
wish,
better at it.
I wish I had
every day.
I know we all have the same equal amount of time. I just wish I had more. I wish I could break the laws of physics and time and space and just
that DBZ fucking
hyperbolic time chamber, or get into an episode of Twilight Zone where I just stretch everything out. Just have more time.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Back when we went to the Renaissance Fair, I didn't know that you knew archery, that you did it as a Boy Scout.
I didn't do it a ton, but I.
But you still did it a little bit.
I know enough to be capable to fire one without injuring myself.
That was the first time I've ever
fire
held a bow.
it into stuff. Yeah, you did pretty good for firing it into, or for never playing or doing archery ever.
All my knowledge was based on Robin Hood, the Disney movie, and video games.
It was a little hard because I think it was made for the smaller kids.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't a child's game. Don't get that, guys. It was actual archery with actual everything.
Bows and everything.
But the way that they set it
far.
up for safety-wise, it was not shooting so far away.
Yeah.
And it was almost detrimental because I know you're a lot taller than me. So when I was trying to shoot, I had to keep aiming down.
To aim way down.
You almost have to like bend your knees to aim because it was hard to see through the little
the
little area
gateway
that they allowed you to. Yeah, to basically keep you from walking on course.
I still thought it was really cool. I was surprised I didn't injure myself.
No, I mean the worst you'd get is an arm scrape. With the bowstring.
Right.
This one we win, guys.
This is where we finally figured out the perfect blend. And if you look at the map, it's...
Oh, it was great. We have all the land.
About almost 40% of the map is water. And it's a huge portion, which means they just can't build enough... they can't build enough warthogs or anybody to take us down. And we're just going by, picking them off one by one.
That was another active thing that we did. We took out the warthog dens as soon as we found them.
As soon as we found them, we're like, nope, fuck that.
Like anything else, it was like, yeah, we'll get to it when we can. But if there was a warthog den up, like...
We got more
not right
proactive.
now, we had some time, but yeah.
We started figuring out, okay, we really need to pay attention to map. While Chris was watching his units, I started looking at the map for the little blue squares that popped up. Going, okay, they built something. We need to go fuck it up right now. Yeah. Otherwise, this is going to swarm us, and I'm tired of this mission.
I know I've said it before a bunch of times, but this game is very unforgiving. That if it's like 50-50, it's in favor for either team. But the AI knows exactly what it's doing, and it's given information that we don't know about with every random generation.
This game doesn't allow for comebacks.
It slopes quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's once you like it's similar to when you lose your footing in a fighting game and they have you on the ropes. Whereas a fighting game, you might have a chance to come back. In this game, once they've outclassed you, forget about it. It's over. It's too late.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, depending on the objective, you can push through. But I would never play online for this fucking game. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I am not suited for it.
No way. Me either. Just watch him. Nope. I'll pass.
Yeah, I would never survive online modes.
Art style has grown on me the more we've played it, though.
We win! 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds.
We destroyed him this time.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost embarrassing.
There was no... And that's another thing. Like, we didn't learn enough to where, like... It was like, yeah, I could do that every time. It was a perfect match of, like, perfect map layout.
I don't know. I think if we went back and did that mission now, knowing that we have to be very proactive in destroying those places, I think we could do it now. I think that we've learned that Drooling McDroolface is in charge of these Philistines.
I remember, they're the Civilized, the opposite of Philistines.
I know.
Fucking contrarian. I remember, I wish we got to save the audio here because we saw the fucking drooling moose thing and we're like, what the fuck is that thing? Oh my god, he's probably eating everything.
Probably.
Like, I almost think he has like rabies because he's like drooling and foaming and it's like, we don't have any. I mean, we do have it. It's just very choppy. So.
It's too choppy. And we thought about looking over our audio and maybe possibly trying to touch on the subjects again, but we thought it would be unauthentic and we felt we would just be better off telling you guys straight up, and we wanted to do that anyways.
We'll just do twice the audio over the same video thing, so no big deal. It sucks, but now an entire day is towards fixing the mistake that happened.
The only nice thing about doing it this way is we know how long the video is, so we're looking at the video as we're recording. Whereas usually
we're literally recording a secondary audio file over watching the video file and the game audio playing in the recording software, Sony Vegas. So we're like, oh, well, right now we're at 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
We only got to keep this going for another 7 more minutes because this video is only 15 minutes long. You guys get the benefit of going, oh, it's a 15-minute video. While we're recording, we're like, wait a minute, how much longer do we have to go? Okay, it says 18 minutes. Do we start late?
It's hard when you're doing it as a let's play in a way. I mean, at least right away, until you form like a jive with your co-host and partners and stuff like that, to where it's like, if you don't know the game, when do you save?
Right.
Between missions,
and each game is
mission,
different too. Because games have their own rhythms.
Yeah, like this is like, I wouldn't stop in the middle of a mission. We would wait until we lose.
You wait till you lose.
Yeah, which is fucking all the time.
We found that we're playing fighting
so that
games
was a good one.
Like Marvel or Injustice.
It's between
every 3 matches would be a perfect time to end.
Yeah, generally, yeah.
And generally that would be a good steady pace. But for games such as this, sometimes maps take forever. Sometimes they end instantly.
Well, it's like
you said, you
Bully
can't just end it.
Bully's really hard because we can't physically end the
Bully's
game.
Really hard
because it will freeze the software and we'll lose all of our episode and everything. So
and I get on a track where, oh crap, I just got pulled in. Well, I guess we'll do the classroom thing. I try and make it to a save point, but I get pulled over by somebody and then get thrown into class. It's just thinking maybe I'll just finish class really quick and then save.
Bully's easily our hardest one. Funny use of language there, easy and hard.
Yeah.
So this map,
we get roasted a bunch.
We got wrecked hard. We also didn't understand what the point was. I thought it was, hey, just wait for your enemy to kind of like come to you in between waves, kill them, and once you gather up enough food,
we were afraid that if we went searching during the storm, we were going to lose units.
The storm doesn't do anything. But even now, I don't see what the storm would do, other than I think it like builds more fog of war, so it pulls your vision tighter.
I think it kills our vision. That's its only purpose.
It doesn't injure us.
It doesn't injure us at all, which is weird because desert storms do injure people. You don't want to be.
Well, I thought it was going to be like the snow thing because remember they introduced the waves with the snow and you freeze or get cold and things like that.
Which is always something surprising. I don't know why, but when I think of sand, sand hitting you in the face in a desert storm, that won't hurt that much. Oh no, it probably hurts like a shit ton.
Yeah, it'll take the skin off your bones, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, given long enough and high enough winds and stuff.
Right. That's what glass is made out of.
So
do they make all glass out of sand?
I think it's not sand anymore. I think it's silicone. What is sand technically? What is the element for it? Silicon?
I think it is, yeah. Sand is always really interesting when you get close up with a microscope and look at it.
It's basically just little rocks and shit.
Yeah.
I think they use like a more pure process now to get clearer glass and stronger glass, and they put other like I think acrylics and stuff inside of it. Much metals nowadays.
That's one of my favorite things about new phones is Gorilla Glass. Back in the day when we had phones, you just take keys and you just scratch the shit out of it, no problem, because they just use cheap plastic.
Oh yeah.
But now almost all these new phones have a nice glass to it where they're scratch resistant. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to put those dumb screen protectors on them anymore.
Yeah, I have a case that like yours bounces up a little higher than the glass.
Yeah.
And I haven't cracked a phone screen in maybe 2 generations now.
So nice. And they're just so much tougher than the last couple.
Well, I mean, less tough than like a Nokia.
Well, yeah.
The thing's a fucking tank.
Well, I mean,
Nokia must be made by the same people who did Volvos, because they're both tanks and neither of them break ever. I mean, you could drive into a wall for either of them and they would fucking still survive.
They'd be fine. I had a flip phone for a long time.
Yeah.
And probably until about 3-4 years ago, maybe 3. I had a touch phone, and then I got rid of it. I downgraded to a flip phone because I just wasn't really using my phone that much. I texted you, and that was kind of about it. And I would call people occasionally.
Well, you also didn't use data. You didn't use GPS. You didn't use.
I didn't have the money for it.
Why pay for a fucking cell phone bill if you don't need any or use any other things?
Right. And I would take that phone.
That's another reason.
And I would just chuck it.
Old man.
I would just chuck it sometimes. Be like, I don't need this shit. And I would just chuck it, hit the wall, and fall down. And be like, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I had a work phone from Verizon. It was a Verizon Boulder, I think it was called. They all had like rock names. I think this generation was the Boulder, and it was a flip phone. And I threw it across the boat. I dropped it in tubs of water. I sat on it. I accidentally nicked it with a grinder, I think. And this phone still worked, like nobody's business. I'm gonna say his name. I mean, because who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Now, Jeff used to work with me. And he jumped in the pool with his. I mean, we did all kinds of crazy stuff. Like a lot of it we didn't do intentionally. Minus the throwing thing, like
right, that was totally intentional.
It's like fuck this, and you throw it across the
deck.
The deck and decks on boats are not like smooth, guys. They will tear through boots and stuff.
Yeah.
So to throw a phone, it's like you threw an iPhone on a deck of a boat.
This isn't a cruise line. We're not polishing and buffering and sanding down decks.
We are, just not decks.
Yeah, I mean other stuff, but yeah, not the deck.
Yeah, but the fucking Verizon Boulder, dude, was it was probably second only to the Nokias.
Damn.
Which were just bricks.
So, being a teacher, especially to middle school kids, I'm always surprised the beating and punishment phones can take and still work. So many kids,
They're meant to be pretty sturdy nowadays.
I confiscate their phones. The phones are like splitting open. They're all cracked. Like they have burn spots, and it still turns on, and it still works.
But think about it too. Think of how resourceful most of the kids will probably have to be, considering they can't just go buy their own phone.
Yeah, they have to stick with it. They have to stick with the cracked phone that they got.
Pretty much have to stick with their shitty phone.
I had a kid, like I said, half the screen was a black burn spot. It was cracked all in the upper left and bottom right corner. And I thought to myself, how do you live like this? You can't even see when you're dialing numbers.
Because they have to live like that.
They have to live like that. Kids jumping in pools.
Yeah, forgetting about it. Just being kids.
Just being kids.
They're also a lot more active than adults.
True.
Too, so
and then just
like,
some kids, their phones are pristine. And it's like, you're the kind of kid I would trust a phone with.
That's the kid that either takes care of it or their parents have enough money to
buy them
a new one when they break it. If they break it. But
if I had a kid, I'd probably be the same way. No, you're stuck with that phone. You break it all the way, I'm not buying you another one.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're getting a flip phone or some shit like that.
I would just give them a flip phone. Like, fuck giving my kid an iPhone.
I would too. Unless I had the money, I would just, that's what I grew up with and it was fine. Like,
they don't need...
If they don't regularly have to take, like, the bus or navigate and they don't need the data, it's like, just, when you're able to afford your own phone, maybe I'll help you pay for your first one or second one or whatever, but...
The only nice thing about kids all having smartphones is the fact that they can use them for research.
Yes.
It's like
if you don't have a home computer, you definitely need a fucking phone.
It makes it more accessible for them. So on one benefit, there's so much information they can access now. And on the other hand, Holy shit, could they get off YouTube?
Anyway, next time, guys. Beep up. Okay, I need
Build up
less...
another campfire so we can stall it.
it's not gonna build fast enough.
Nope.
Okay, second strategy. Just keep running around building up campfires so they can't take me out.
Maybe. Maybe.
I was also being attacked on 3 sides. Oh, great. I'm even more fucking open on
Oh,
this side.
perfect.